Hello. How's everybody doing today? And today it looks like it went out that we're going to be doing the Rocketeer. I don't typically do different characters that maybe are like, I normally do indie characters or stuff I own or something that like a friend owns or something. I don't normally do like an IP, but we're going to go ahead and do that today. And as always, let's go ahead and have a little branding. All right. So yeah, there's a little branding mark, little video there. So that's pretty cool. Next week, actually Mondays, I'm going to be starting a new show on the OnCon Network. And it will be covering the comics nuts and bolts. And this coming Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern time is going to be the, I'm going to talk about flatting, kind of the whole process of that, why you would need a flatter, how you become a flatter, what to look for in flatting and what's important, what's not important, and those kind of things. So we'll be dealing with that. As always, feel free to leave comments. I am looking for someone that might want to come in and help keep an eye on the comments and help me with the keeping the conversation moving, because sometimes I can zone out. So if that is you, please go ahead and message me in the comments. Let me know that you'd be interested in doing that, and I will drop you a quick PM with the link to the quick draw. So, but today we are going to be doing the Rocketeer, and so I will have to look up the Rocketeer because I don't have it committed to memory. And we are going to work on doing a cool picture of the Rocketeer, something I've never done before. So, sometimes I would like, sometimes I'll practice these, but I'm having a good time actually not practicing the pictures before I draw it. Just kind of going for it, kind of thing. And so, yeah, so it seems pretty pretty straightforward. Pardon me while I crack open my Pepsi Zero Vanilla. So yeah, so if sponsored event here. That sounds so refreshing, right? All right. Well, without any further ado, we will get to drawing. Let me know how you're doing today in the comments. Get my comic pencils. There we go. Oh, I got a little circle. We'll be fine though. All right. Let's get about there and get down to the size that I like. So it does look like the world is starting to come alive again. Let's see. I kind of want to do something like this. This might go pretty quick today. So it looks like we've got a couple people watching right now. Again, go ahead. Feel free to put things in the comments. Do I like this layout here? Don't know. What do you guys think? Michael Olden loves the Rocketeer. I don't know too many people that don't enjoy the Rocketeer, at least a little bit. He doesn't get his pants drawn a lot. That's funny. Okay, I think I like that layout. I think that makes me think Rocketeer. I don't know about making it look too easy. So I'll get a good look at his mask. Have some things over here. Michael Olden says pulp heroes need more love. I would like to get the Shadow on the cinematic spotlight again. Maybe an animated series. Yes, Shadow. It was really cool. In fact, the Shadow really inspired Batman. If you really want to, kind of split hairs over it, maybe Batman was almost a plagiarism, a plagiarized version of the Shadow. Rowan says, "Can you draw someone thick?" Well, I don't know. Today I'm drawing the Rocketeer, so thank you for your comment. And Michael Ozen also says, if you have never read the Batman Shadow Murder Geniuses by Scott Snyder, you need to add that to your list, and I do agree. It is very, very cool. Don't like that on there. It needs to be further back. All right, let's try that. Rowan wants dummy thick. Okay, dummy thick. Well, we'll put that on the list. Dummy thick. My favorite pulp characters, I think probably the Rocketeer. I think probably. I like. I kind of like everything about it, really. Question is, how fast can we draw it today? Kind of like the idea of turning the quick draw also into a fast draw, depending on how fast I can do it. I used to watch Zorro a lot, Michael. I used to watch it a whole lot when I was a kid growing up, but I don't know that it ever really was my favorite. Or really kind of hit that status. I mean, that's a hard status to grab, is the favorite status. All right. So as I typically do, I will make these quick draws available for purchase. I don't typically like to sell what I consider here fan art, but since it's a one-off and I'm not going to do a print of it, like multiple prints, if you want to buy the original, you may buy the original. And I will take, I will start to take kind of like bids for that, you know, so make offers if you're interested. You want to bring that in more. I'm going to take a couple artistic liberties with it just because it's mine and I can. Well, I don't own it, but you know, just because it's my drawing and I can do that if I want to. How many does he have there? He has, let's do it like this. Michael says, yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia. My dad used to wake up to watch the Guy Williams show when he'd come back from a late night of work, and The Mask of Zorro was the first PG-13 movie I got to see in theaters. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Him and the Lone Ranger were kind of like the first bits of like kind of superheroes that people actually got to see, I think, in my opinion, on the screen. I mean, obviously you weren't, you know, they did a couple of the capes and stuff, but okay, I kind of like that. What else am I looking for here? I just like the kind of the lo-fi vibe of the Rocketeer. Yep, true. Michael says it's the first stereotypical superhero type would have been the Phantom with the domino mask. It's kind of a tough perspective to draw that a little thin at. I want to make sure I get it right and that doesn't look off, because I can throw the whole picture off if I don't get that right. Rick Bradley, how you doing? I kind of agree that it's one of the better Disney movies that's out there. Just casually drawing the Rocketeer. Um, it's going pretty good here. Things are starting to open up and get back to normal. We will start meeting as a congregation again on this Sunday. Now we're going to just ease back into it. We're not going to do anything silly. We're not going to. We're still going to continue social distancing guidelines and things like that. But outside of that, it's pretty good. So I'm excited about getting back together with the rest of the congregation, being able to see them all again in person. It's been fun to do things online, and it's been neat to kind of open up that opportunity for ministry there. But nothing beats being able to be in the same room with people. And so I'm ready for that. Fun flight pants there. I like the stuff that has a lot of clothing. That's fun to draw. You have to start thinking about how the fabric will work around the anatomy and other pieces of the costume and things like that. Okay, tightening this up just a little bit more. Let me get that. Still don't like that. Let's get that where I want it. Don't like it. Don't want to go crazy with it. There's a reason why people don't draw in from this perspective very often. It's that thin. Okay, I think this will start to work. I want him kind of busting through the clouds. All right. So Michael's asking, as a fan of pulp characters, did I ever read the pulp crossover book Mask done by Dynamite? I did not read that. Sorry. By the way, I was talking with Rob yesterday about a way to get a crossover going between Hybrids and Elysian Fields, and we may have gotten something. I'm looking forward to hearing that. So, all right, let's tighten this in a little bit then. question today is, do we do an ink or do we just stick with a pencil? So I can really tighten in the pencil a bunch, or I could keep a loose pencil and do a tight ink. I'll let you guys decide on that one. So I have been a little bit busy the last couple of days because UPS dropped off something pretty exciting. I got all the print run for Hybrids issue 5 came in. So we are shipping things out. I would say as we speak, but obviously I'm here drawing and I'm not shipping out right now. So, but we are shipping things out over the course of the next week, hopefully the next 7 to 10 days, everything will be out. Because I had a ship goal of May, and so it took a little longer at the printer than I expected. But that's all just because of COVID-19. So. So yeah, with the pandemic the way it is, it's expected that things might slow down just a little bit, but I still want to keep on target with my May delivery. So at worst case scenario, everything will ship in May and a few people will receive early, like the first week of June, they will receive their books. So. The quick play for the Hybrids RPG is going to be ran through tonight. Amy says, ink it. Okay. And then Michael Oden, woo, I can't wait to get my copy soon. Yeah, it's exciting, man. I've looked at it, and actually I've got a copy of issue 5 right here. So you can see that. It looks beautiful. Like I can't stress how great of a job these the printer has done on the work. So there you go. There's a little preview there off to the side if you can see it. So looking forward to everyone getting their copy of that book. Now the Indiegogo will ship out the 1st of June because that ends there. So that's why I'm trying to get all of the Kickstarter stuff out, and then I'll get the Indiegogo stuff out. So there is still a few days left on the Indiegogo. I think 2 weeks. So if you haven't gotten that, haven't been able to get if you were not able to support the Kickstarter, I do encourage you to run by the Indiegogo and check that out. It's under igg.me/@/hybrid5. So. Yes, Josh did order, Amy. He, I saw that that he ordered the really cool collector's covers too, by the way. Here's a little preview of that. If you can see this, that holofoil cover. It doesn't really show up that well in this particular angle, but there you go. You get a little bit of it. So cool. These covers are so neat. They're by far some of the coolest things that we've had made. So I want to put in a little bit of detail in this because he's kind of simple to draw. The real charm, I think, for this character is in the amount of detail in his clothing and kind of that idea of that flight suit with these buttons all over it. Kind of this armor, leatherish armor that conceals the jetpack straps. I'm going to go ahead and put that one there. You know what? I think you're right. I think an ink is probably going to be good on this. Some things I can already see that I would like to do with the inking I think would look really cool. But let's see how fast we can get it all done today. So these have been taking about 2 hours, but I originally wanted them to last an hour. But it turns out I'm not nearly as fast or proficient as I thought I was. Especially when I start bringing in the inking. And then I get kind of like tied into the inks and I want to just do more and and can you imagine how terrifying it would be to have those two rockets strapped to your back like that? I don't think we give him enough credit for his bravery. All right, this is pretty good for pencil, for rough pencil. Let's go ahead and do some tighter inks then on this. Change over to my inking brush. I tend to always start with the helmet. I feel like that's kind of always the focal point for me, this character, when I look at him. So I'm starting it right there. can't say always with me because I've never drawn it before. So this is my first attempt at drawing the old Rocketeer. I will say that quarantine has been pretty good for me in the sense that I've been able to practice a lot more. I've been drawing a lot more, so I feel like I've gotten a bit better over the course of the last month to 2 months. I'm able to draw a little more proficiently than what I used to be able to. For a long time, I just pursued music. I just did music all the time. So most people know me as a musician, but I actually started out drawing, and I prefer to draw. Thanks, Rick. Bravery or recklessness, yes. That is to be determined, I think, with this character. But I like to think that he's brave. I like to think that he is a brave one. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think that one of the things about drawing characters that people are already familiar with in pop culture is that you can kind of see it compared to like what people are used to. It's almost kind of, in my opinion, kind of like a cover band versus doing originals. If you mess up an original, no one knows. But if you mess up a cover and people are familiar with that, they're really, really, people really notice those things. So I was watching this, the 10 worst covers, like rock covers of all time. And so the criteria was that it had to be a recorded for sale kind of cover, not something that would happen in the, oh, Debbie's watching from physical therapy at Brooks. Well, I'm glad you are able to watch, Debbie. I was just saying how we get to go back to have church with each other come this Sunday, and something I'm very excited about, very ready for. So, how was Guitar Center? Was it busy? I know you had to wait outside, but did you see anything in there I couldn't live without? But yeah, as I was saying, it's kind of the kind of a cover band equivalency, and so there's some criteria that this guy in his video had that it had to be recorded for sale. Like the idea was that someone would buy this, buy the recording of it, and it either had to be a former rock, like from a rock band or a rock song, or be performed as a rock song. So it was pretty funny. There's some pretty bad covers out there, but yeah, you don't know too much if it's an original, like if it's good or bad. But I feel like to give all those that do fan art kind of their fair due, that drawing somebody else's IP, you've got to be pretty good at it, because people get very critical of things that they know, like whether it's drawn right or not. The intellectual property becomes as much about the fans who purchase it and consume that as it does the people that make it. So. And so each week I'm going to try to get some some input onto what I could draw for these. And I think I'm moving this to Thursday because I'm going to try to be really consistent with the live draws on Thursdays. A lot of people are doing things at Wednesdays at 1. So I think I'm going to do the Thursday at 1:30, kind of like the either post lunch or the lunch hour for people that take it a little bit later. Do you guys hear my notifications dinging, or is it just me that hears those things? Dude, we are doing good. I'm already inking at 36 minutes in. Feel free to keep those comments coming. See, helmet's cool. I've always thought this is one of the coolest helmets. I collect like Star Wars and like Halo and different things, like their helmets from different IPs and stuff. I really like them. It's kind of my thing, and so I collect those. And one of these days, I would like to get my hands on a Rocketeer helmet because I think it would be really cool to add to the collection. Man, I hope I got the perspective on that fin right. I really won't know until I'm done with this and I've had a chance to sit back and look at it. I officially downloaded. Oh, got another question. What's my favorite thing to draw? Ooh. I'm assuming you're like I would say metal or shiny surfaces or hair. I find it very relaxing. So like adding all these little hash marks in here and kind of creating that texture for this metal helmet is really satisfying for me. I almost get into like a Bob Ross level of chill when I do it, which is kind of funny. So I'm all like happy, happy little trees and stuff like that. And that's kind of how I feel when I draw it. So yeah, I do have a favorite thing to draw. That looks pretty cool. I'm happy with it. Yeah, so this last week, I started a new series, and I'll talk about that a little bit because you're watching me draw, and I don't really have a whole lot of other things to talk about. I've started a new series for Church at Bridges about the But Wait, There's More series. So we're kind of going over very popular verses and stuff that are oftentimes quoted, but yet taken completely out of context. And so I'm pretty excited about that. It's been a lot of fun for the first week anyway, and so I'm looking forward to the next few weeks getting that out there. And we will continue to live stream even though we're meeting in person. We're not going to stop doing that. So if you've been tuning in, you'll be able to continue to do that. We're encouraging people that if they feel up to it, that they can definitely come and be a part of the service, but we're not requiring anyone to do that. And if they're sick or uncomfortable or just feeling safe, just to go ahead and stay home. So what you guys cannot see is that I've got some chicken nuggets over here to the side, and my dog is just waiting for me to drop one. Rick is also munching on chicken nuggets. Way to go. I want to make this very angular. Rick Bradley did an interview a couple of weeks ago with Brian K. Morris. Did a great job on that interview. So this is kind of relaxing. I don't know if any of you are artists or writers or anything out there, but it can be very relaxing to do something like this. Rick says, oh, it doesn't. They don't let. He's munching on chicken nuts, but they don't let dogs in the office though. So his is missing out. And then he also said that thank you. It took forever to join because my house is an internet black hole. You know, I think a lot of people are struggling right now with their internet. Yeah, we've been struggling with the internet here. The kids, obviously, well, right now everyone's homeschooled, but they are typically homeschooled on a regular week. They are also homeschooled without COVID-19. So the internet is like really bogging down these days. I don't know if I like those straight lines like that. Let's do a little. I think they would. They would pull in more like this. Yeah. So Rick says that when he's painting his Warhammer 40K figures, he'll go into a Zen trance. And sometimes I do that. And that's why sometimes I try to have someone on that that can kind of help keep the conversation moving for me, because I will just zone out. When I draw something like this that's kind of not my own, I try to add my own signature style to it, so it comes across more kind of Luke Stone art. Sometimes it's a good thing, and sometimes it's a very, very bad thing. So we will see how this turns out and whether we decide that Luke Stone should either get a job drawing the Rocketeer or should not. It also looks like there's going to be a couple of conventions coming up that I will be able to be a part of. So there is a weekend at Tampa Bay in July, and then there is something in August here in Jacksonville that I'm going to be able to be a part of. So that's going to be a nice welcome change. I do tend to do well with selling books and art and things like that at these conventions. So I'm really looking forward to being able to go to one of those. And it's fun to kind of see people and see what's going on with people and look at their different, the things they make. And Tim Stacy says, where's the August event happening? Oh, it is going to be at the Ramada. It's called the Jacksonville Comic and Toy Expo, I think is what it's called. I will be posting that as soon as I confirm my table later today. So I'll be posting that on my Facebook and on my website and adding to the calendar and starting to talk about that so that I can get some people to come out and check that out. Now, it's going to be cool because it's going to be the first event where I've got all 5 of the Hybrids books. And so I'm excited about that. I hope you guys are excited about getting your copies of Hybrids here in the next few days. As excited as I am about sending them out. Thanks, Michael. Michael says it's looking great. He's giving me praise. He's feeding my ego because I need those kind of things, I guess. I joke. I kid. I do like to know that people enjoy what I do. So I am working on building up my Patreon. I have a few things that I'm really trying to do. I'm trying to create enough income with art to help pay off some debt I've accumulated over the years with kind of, just helping out with kind of some ministry things and stuff. And so I would like to get that wiped out. And then I would like to be able to kind of pay that off. And so I'm really working on that. And so I'm focusing on my Patreon a little bit. And one of the things that I'm going to do is not only am I going to do like my regular live draw that I do here, but I am going to, I'm going to be doing a special live draw for the people over there. Michael says he's not going to be able to do a con for over a year. And that stinks. That really stinks, man. I didn't think I was going to get any of them in this year. And so I've got that one. I've got the August one is a one-day thing. I've got the thing in July, which, Debbie, if you're still listening, I'm going to take vacation on that Sunday. And so I'm going to use it as a weekend to get away with the family as well. So it'll be fun. And then in October, I hope to be able to piggyback on a convention that's happening in Kokomo. But that's also where my family's at. So I expect to be able to, visit family, go see my dad, see my, anybody else that might be available to meet. Oops. Rick can't wait for his books. And Michael says, yeah, the big cons around me are already past their dates. Yeah, some of them are. So Tampa Bay Comic-Con is going to be probably one of the bigger ones here because of just everything closing. Yeah, and Elysian Fields is not coming out till July. You would have missed some of those. Amy Holton says, glad your state is opening up. A Matchbox 20 concert in late August got canceled already. Eee. I'll be in Kokomo. It looks like over the 17th, October 17th will be, I think is the date of the event. And so we're wanting to go and visit some family and, spend some time with some friends and all of those good things. And so maybe we can meet up while we're there. I think I might be drawing him more in a more gritty style than what he typically is drawn in, but oh well. Yeah, Florida is starting to open back up quite a bit, mostly because they're saying this heat and humidity is actually helping to kill this virus. And so I'm hoping that is absolutely true. Some of the states that are opening back up, I'm seeing that their numbers are increasing, but it doesn't seem to be that they're taking heed to that. And I'm really worried about the second phase of this because every pandemic has a couple of phases. And I'm really concerned about the second phase not being taken serious by people and it causing more damage than the first. And so I almost feel like maybe they didn't think all of that through when they kind of created the panic that they did with. Zoom out on that and see what we're looking like. I want to match that side over here. Get a little darker in that inking. So yeah, Rick says he knows a lot of people in Southern Illinois that've been going crazy about the lockdown, and I get it. It's just you want to do what's right, but at the same time you don't want to kill the economy and the process, and it's so hard to know what the right decision is on some of these things. And I don't envy the elected officials. I don't like most of them, to be honest, but I also don't envy them having to make these decisions that they have to right now. Don't you bark. My dog's talking to me. Well, I appreciate you saying that, Michael. No, those are mine. Does anybody else have conversations with your dog? Is it just me? Just me? That's fine. That's funny. Michael says, insert Palpatine meme. Rick says, I have friends that have huskies, and they're very vocal. They back talk, and it's adorable. Yeah. Layla is a pointer lab mix. She definitely has a personality. So here's what's cool about the whole live draw thing and asking your guys' opinion, because I would never have drawn the Rocketeer had someone not said, hey, draw the Rocketeer. That would not have been something that would have crossed my mind to do. But I'm having a good time doing it. So I realized I forgot to draw the back part of the rockets. So I'm just going to draw those in here in the ink stage like that. Should be close. Rick says he talks to his pets like they're humans. Now, here's funny, and I got a confession to make. I never baby talked my kids as babies. We always use like grown-up sentence structures, big words, and they have amazing vocabularies now. But because I never did that, my dog gets all of the baby talk, like all of it, and kind of a lot. Still trying to keep an eye on you guys' comments, so feel free to hop in there as you see fit. If you have any questions, I do feel, I'm always obliged to try to answer some of those questions for you. I may get lost in the process here a few times, but so I've been working out this new technique for my cross hatches. It's kind of a more directional, like short line process, and I'm kind of liking the way it looks and feels. So I'm just kind of going with it. Feel free to let me know if you like it or dislike it, if it's kind of in your wheelhouse. I won't get upset if you don't like it. Some of you have seen some of the other, like some of my other inking styles, and maybe you like one of those better. Maybe you want me to go back to a more clean ink, or maybe you like this. Maybe you really like this kind of like almost dirty feel. Michael Owen says, I was about to say your cross hatching here is awesome. I think it works really well, especially for those close textures. Thank you. That looks kind of cool. Michael also says, that being said, I got to run. I promised myself I would script a few pages in the next arc of Elysian Fields before work, that is. Well, awesome. Well, best of luck writing that. I'm looking forward to seeing more. I will be, this evening, we'll be wrapping up a bunch of inks, actually. So I'll be doing a lot of, not inks, letters. I'll be doing a lot of letters for Elysian Fields tonight. And then also for another short story that I'm lettering. So that'll be tonight. And then I've got a little more prep for Sunday morning, almost ready. Got to get my slides built. So it's the first time I've been able to say that in a while. Got to get my slides built. So I'll get that done. And then I have some penciling to do for Voodoo Nations. So, which, by the way, is a really cool story. And a lot of people, you know, you may not know what it's about, but it's going to be about this missionary couple that go to Brazil. And they encounter one of the most evil people that I have ever seen. A guy by the name of, he calls himself Bishop Lucas. And he is, everything he does is a mockery to the church. And so there is this huge story arc that deals with kind of his manipulation of this young couple. And then their eventual recover from that. Travis Gibb is writing that book, and I am drawing it. And Brian Arfel McNay, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I probably butchered that, and I'm sorry if I did, Brian. And he is doing the colors on that. And then a guy named Jerome is taking care of all of the letters and title work. And so he's doing a great job on that as well. Pretty excited about that project. You will be able to see that coming to Kickstarter here soon. Very soon. Amy says, I think it looks great. I used to watch her BFF draw before she moved to Tokyo. Oh, she moved to Tokyo. I'm sorry to hear that. And Rick, I definitely wanted that comic when it comes out. I definitely want that comics when it comes out. Yeah, and so the very first piece of Bishop artwork that I did for a live draw was my first live draw, and I decided to do Bishop. Rick happened to be watching that night, and he got the original work. So he definitely has something to brag about. So let's draw this hand. I sometimes will kind of I like to draw hands, but sometimes they can be tricky. And I really learned how to draw hands by looking at a lot of old Jack Kirby stuff. So sometimes they come out a little blockier than what I want. But that's just because of the example of how I learned how to draw them. You know, I think about how much better I would be at art had I not spent so much time really focusing on trying to be a rock star when I was in my 20s. Because I'm clearly not a rock star now. I have no desire to be. I do like playing music with my friends, but there was a lot of energy that went into that when I could have been working on my art. So Rick says he showed the drawing to a friend of his and that he thinks it should be an action figure. You know what? I think you're right. I think that it could be an action figure, and I hope to eventually get it there. I'm pretty excited about that project. I think it's going to be a good one. What did I do with the okay? Sometimes I have to remind myself what I did with the design element from like one side to the next. So I kind of did this thing here on his gloves. No. She's growling at me. She wants another. Here's a chicken nugget. Here, you can have a small one. There you go. Maybe he has this thing in his hand. Dude, we are making great time. Rick says it looks like he'll be watching The Rocketeer again soon. Yeah, I kind of want to now. I'm kind of like wanting to watch the movie. It really was a great movie. I kind of want to give that blur on the legs like he normally gets. Don't like that hump out there. We are nearly there. So if you are a huge fan of The Rocketeer, feel free to message me and make an offer on the original piece here. I won't be printing this off for people. Just not what I do. But I will do a single print and do a one of one, as it is will kind of serve as an original. So for those who don't know, I do obviously I draw digital, so I do most of my art this way. But what I do in lieu of having actual pencil drawings all around the house, I do a print off a 1 of 1 for all of the art that I do, and I sign it, and I sign it, and then I draw and I write 1 of 1 in there to let people know that it will not be reproduced. And so those are my original drawings. I've been selling a lot of those lately. Like Rick said, he got one of those for Bishop Lucas. Really cool character. I don't know if you can hear the dog growling. She really wants the rest of those chicken nuggets. She is not going to get them because I'm going to eat them as soon as I'm done with this. So yeah, so if you're interested in this, you may purchase the only one that anyone will have. Start turning off some layers here. Give us just our inks so that we can Rick says, I feel a hero is only as good as their villain. If you don't have at least a few good ones, the stories will be boring, I think. I absolutely agree. And I'm always trying to find new villains, exciting villains to put into the books that I work on. And that's what sold me about Travis's story. I read about the villain and I was like, I want to work on this. The subject matter really kind of spoke to me, being that, I'm a person of faith. Nick says he loves it. Thanks, Nick. Talked a little bit ago, Nick, about the quick play. I'm very excited about that. Tonight is the first night. that it will be tested. So I get to take a unique walk through the world I've created as a game with dice, and I get to take that walk with other friends and people who have supported the comic and the story. And so it's going to be a really interesting and unique night for me, and I'm very excited for it. It's also a big step for Nick in the process of. So that's kind of a smoke plume from. I just thought it would look cool to do that. It gives me something else to do here. I got to get a little background in here because I haven't been doing a lot of backgrounds. And so I've got a little extra time. So I think that I can manage to put in some bit of background without taking a whole lot of time. So Layla's trying to get my attention. Some people claim that I don't like backgrounds, but that is not true. I like backgrounds very much. Layla, come on. Be polite. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Let me know if you can hear her. She's hilarious. Okay. Let's see where I'm at with this. What do you guys think? Is it done? Amy, Rick, thank you. Layla, relax. I want to do this. Well, I think it's done. I can't think of anything else I might need to add to it outside of my signature right down here. 2020. Well, there you go. The Rocketeer. Thank you guys for suggesting that. Rick says, my dog will follow my 2-year-old all over the place if she has food. Just biting there. Yes. And Layla is, she is patient and persistent. And she is loyal to whoever has the food at the moment. That's who she wants attention from, because she loves to eat grown-up food, human food. It's grown-up food like she was a baby. She's full-grown dog. She's like 5 or 6. So, well, looks like we got done in an hour and a half today, and so that is the Rocketeer. Let me know if you guys like it, or if you would like to see other things drawn, and we can start to work out. Just always leave some suggestions, message me or whatnot. I'd be happy to consider your suggestion for our live draws on Thursday. Next week, draw Darkwing Duck. I wonder what it would look like if I applied myself to some more cartoon style stuff. But this is, I typically stick in the comic book genre. But so yeah, message me. Let me know if you have any suggestions, anything you'd like to see me draw. I'll be doing this on Thursdays at 1:30. And then we're also, don't forget about my Patreon. You can go check that, Luke Stone Studios, over there on Patreon. And I will be doing a quick live draw over there. And at different levels, people get special posters, cards, and things like that I'll mail out each week. Or each month. So every month somebody will get, like everyone who's a Patreon will get something special from me. So if you can't support there, that's fine. But please do leave a like, a share, a comment. Those kind of things do help beat the algorithms and get us back up to where we need to be, so we are noticed. Check us out on YouTube. If you're already watching YouTube, please do a like and a share and hit that notification bell. If you're watching on Facebook right now, go to Luke Stone, look up Luke Stone Studios at YouTube, or go to youtube.com/the Lou Dog, LUEDAWG. So thanks for sticking with me today and watching. And I look forward to drawing something for you guys next week. And don't forget to hit the inbox there. DM me if you're interested in purchasing this work today. Have a great day. God bless you guys. And don't forget to leave the woodpile a little bit higher than you found it.